intelligence also can be defined as it's our understanding capabilities. So we have various definitions of intelligence, but we know that because complex ideas and adaptability to the this new environment. The intelligence also can be termed as learning so many experiences from our previous incidents and how to logically thinking of these other areas like reasoning. These are all comes under this intelligence. So the definition of intelligence can be it is termed as, or you can see it can be defined as ability of an individual's to act purposefully, think rationally, and to deal effectively with his environment. So that is one definition of intelligence. I repeat, intelligence is ability of an individual to act purposefully, think rationally, and to deal effectively with his environment, or the environment may be a new environment or environment of complexity. This is one definition of this environment, that is, you can say intelligence. So intelligence is some this, for example, what is the normal intelligence of any individual? So in this normal intelligence of individuals, roughly you can say it is 90 to 110 is the normal intelligence of any individual. So how can you distribute this? It's the one concept of normal distribution. What is the normal distribution curve? So how can you say it is a normal distribution or a normal intelligence? So any measurements, any measurement, overall, if you assess the measurement on some individuals or some persons. So for example, if you want to take the height of our Indian these individuals, roughly you can say, for example, some of the person's height may be around 6 feet or 6.2 or 3. Some may be around 4 or 4.3 or 4, right? So here normal distribution means, for example, if you say the average height of an individual in Indian society, for example, if it is 5 feet or 6 inches, this is a normal this range of height on our individual of Indian structure, you can say Indian context. So if it is below that, if it is below the normal, or you can say average height of Indian men is 5 feet 6 inches, below that is known as the this distribution is the negative side. That is, distribution is the left hand side. That is in this normal distribution curve. The normal distribution curve is a curve to measure any measurement. It may be the normal measurement, maybe the below normal or above normal, or you can say below average or normal average. So this is one important concept of normal distribution and normal distribution curve. Okay. Here in this normal distribution curve, statistical these concepts we need to know, like the mean, median, mode. Mean, median, mode. This mean, median, mode, also known as the measures of central tendency. In this measures of central tendency, what this mean, median, mode shows means, what it denotes means, the mean of any, that is average, you can say, average of any measurement, average of any distribution can be shown through this mean, median, mode measurement. This measurements is called measurements of central tendency. These three of mean, median, mode, they will give the central idea, central tendency of any distribution or any measurement. So this is, if you show this in a curve, this normal distribution curve. Okay, what is the normal distribution of that particular measurement? How it is scattered, how it is distributed. Okay, So if we just center of that particular point is, for example, if you say the height of the Indian man is 5 feet 6 inches. 5 feet 6 inches is the average. That will be midpoint of this particular curve. That curve is called normal distribution curve. How it is distributed in the negative side, that means lower side, on the how it is distributed in the higher side, that is positive side. So this is related to normal distribution or normal distribution curve. Another important concept of our intelligence is IQ, intellectual quotient, or you can say intelligence quotient. In intelligence quotient, how can we define this intelligence quotient? So here, intelligence quotient or IQ measurement is, there are some methods of IQ IQ measurement. IQ measurement means intellectual quotient measurements. Here, one formula is given in this in IQ measurement, that is MA by CA into 100, mental age by chronological age into 100. Chronological means physical age from birth to the particular person's age. That is known as the chronological age. Mental age is the age of his mental ability. There are some measurement, there are some tools, there are some tests are there to measure the mental age of any individual. If you calculate the mental age by using that, by administrating that tool, or you can say test, you can calculate that mental age of that particular person or individual, that is MA. And chronological means, for example, if the person's age is 10 years, 3 months, that the boy's age is 10 years, 3 months, that is the age, chronological age, or you can say physical age. It will be calculated from his or her birth to the test date. That is chronological age. So to measure the IQ, there is a formula. The formula is called mental age. IQ measurement formula is mental age by chronological age into 100, MA by CA into 100. So this mental age by chronological age into 100, to calculate this, if you use this formula, we will calculate that IQ of any individual. So here the average IQ of our individuals is generally, it will be around 100. But if you want to give the range of this IQ of normal individual or average individuals, that is between 90 to 110. In some tests, it is mentioned as 85 to 114. So below that normal range is called borderline. For example, if you say if it is a 90 to 110 is the normal IQ of any individual or average IQ of any individual. So below that 90 up to 70 to 90 is the borderline intellectual IQ or intelligence IQ. Borderline you can say, or below average you can say. The average is 90 to 110. That is the reason if the IQ of an individual is below the 90 and above 70, that is called below average, or some cases borderline also can calculate that. So the another range is 50 to 69. That means below 70 and above 50. If the IQ is within this range of 50 to 69, 50 to 70, that is called mild intellectual capabilities, or you can say mild intelligence or mild IQ levels. If it is below that 50 and above 35 or above 35 is called moderate IQ levels, If it is below 35 and above 20, that is called severe intellectual disability. So you can say if it is a disability, it's intellectual disability. If the IQ is, these are the ranges of IQ. One range is 90 to 110, which is normal. You can say average. 70 to 90 is the below normal or below average. 50 to 70 is the mild. And 35 to 50 is the moderate. And below 30 and above 20 is called severe. And if it is below 20, that is known as the profound intellectual disability. So based on the IQ levels, we can classify these IQ levels Depends on the IQ level, we can categorize the various levels of disability or mental retardation. If it is above this average, like if it is above 110, it is known as the it is above average. There are other classifications of IQ. Above it is 110, that is the above average or above normal. If it is around 1 up to 120 or 125, so it is above average. If it is more than that, again, there are some classifications of the positive side. That means, as I mentioned, normal distribution, if the normal distribution of any individual's IQ is between the 90 to 110, it is known as the average intellectual capabilities. Below that means negative side of the normal distribution curve, normal distribution of intelligence, normal distribution of height, normal distribution of intelligence, normal distribution of any measurement. So likewise, mild retardation, severe retardation, moderate retardation. If the IQ levels are 90 to 110, that is called average intellectual capability, or you can say average IQ. If it is 70 to 90, in between, below average IQ levels. If it is below that 70 and above 50, if the IQ is in this particular range, 50 to 70, this is called mild retardation. Mild retardation. Then if it is 36 to 50, this is known as the moderate retardation. People under this category show more delay in motor, especially in speech. So they can't even speak. Okay, they can't even speak. Their response will be very low. For example, if it is 90 to 1, everything will be normal because the people are having normal IQ levels. If it is below 90 and above 70, they are also below average, but they can manage that. Then 50 to 70 is the mild. So in this mild range of intelligence, the people in this particular range, maybe some practical skills can be developed in this. Some sort of these arithmetic skills can be developed in this particular age. It's a mild retardation. Mild retardation. The retardation is there, but it's a mild. They can be trainable. They can trained. They can improve their skills by providing some training. But whereas moderate intellectual level, like is 36 to 50, they can learn simple communication. But because the problem is, because based on the IQ levels, you can understand the problem is more compared to the other categories. So they can improve that skills, but more training this practice are needed for this. Okay, so that is moderate. So, but their self motivation, self skills are very less. They can't even maintain their daily routines. The help of the others only can maintain their daily routine work. That is related to the moderate between 36 to 50. Then severe retardation means these people exhibit marked delay. The delay is more. Delay, motor delay, and all other delays. Okay. So the capacity of the function is very less. Okay. So the sensory motor areas, maybe these sensory motor areas and other areas of these developmental milestones is delayed. That is the reason these are the severe retardation between 20 to 35. Profound retardation means below 20. Under this category, there is gross retardation, minimal capacity of functioning in sensory motor areas. Delay in all areas of development shows basic they can't even show the basic emotional responses. Okay, so the responding on their skill training respond to skill training may be needed. So motor skills and gross motor, fine motor skills also needed to this particular children of that is individuals below the 20. These are the categories below the normal. If it is above normal, you can say it's above normal. If it is above 110 up to 120 or 125 above normal, then after that, if it is more than 25, 125 of IQ, that is called the gifted children. So these are all related to the IQ of the individuals, depending on the IQ levels. As I mentioned, IQ level can be measured. IQ can be measured through some formulas like mental age by chronological age into 100. So here, what are the main factors influence on the intelligence. One important factor is that heredity. Heredity factors. Heredity means, so maybe some that is psychologists or scientists that strongly support the heredity factor. Okay, so heredity influence that is mental functionings, mental abilities. So maybe some studies like twin studies, family studies, and some studies like hereditary influence on intelligence. Maybe some family studies show that intelligence tends to run in families based on the families, depending on the family or the genes, genetical reasons. So these are all comes under the heredity. So some psychologists or sometimes some scientists strongly supported the heredity factor of this heredity factor, which influence on the intelligence. Some studies related to environmental studies. Those scientists or psychologists, those are supported this strong. They strongly supporting these heredity factors. Sorry, environmental factors. Environmental means family environment, sibling environment, environment of the society, socioeconomical status. These are all the some factors related to the intelligence. So like we know that in the late 1800 in the UK, yes, Darwinism. So Darwinism is strong supporting system of some supported ism of heredity. Another is theory, another supported theory also in USA, that is known as the tabula rasa, means blank state. In this tabula rasa, so the main that is main main aspect of this tabula rasa is that the children's mind, the children's when they are born, their mind is like a blank state or blank sheet or white sheet. Okay, whatever the words will write on the blank sheet, that depends on the intellectual or you can say environmental factors. So environmental factors, some scientists or some psychologists, they strongly support the environmental factors, but some scientists they strongly support the heredity factors. But in modern education system, both factors are needed, as well as genetical reasons. One aspect. Second is the how the family environment, how the social environment, how the environment of the. So these all comes under the environmental influences. So one, whether you heard it or not, J.B. Watson is the strong supporter of environment. J.B. Watson is the John B. Watson is a strong supporter of environment. So he quoted one statement also. It is, you bring me 12 children irrespective of their heredity factors. I'll make them doctors, lawyers, scientists, scholars. Still, you challenge me, I'll make them thieves and dacoits also. Means his opinion is that his argument is that environment is the major factor of intelligence. No influence, he won't that is support the influence of heredity on intelligence. So these are the major factors of our intelligence or any individual's intelligence. Then these people's performance and IQ test was improved for time individualized is. So here, for example, if the heredities may not be that much of these what we can say the heredity or genetical reasons of that particular individual is not up to the mark, even though the effect of the environment is changed in so many cases. So, which is known as the fly-in effect is attributed to environmental influence. The fly-in effect means environmental influence on the individuals. Environmental factors like severe malnutrition among the children. For example, if the environment, or you can say family environment, or the environment of this nutritional food. So if they are not providing proper proper food. So to that individuals, definitely that will give the adverse impact on the intelligence. So there are some what is arguments on supporting of environment. Same way, there are some arguments, or there are some studies supporting the heredity factors on intelligence. Then another important thing is that cultural and ethnic influences, or you can say difference of environment. So heredity explanation as well as the environmental explanation. Environmental explanation like learning sources, like less privacy for studies, less parental supervising. So like lower quality of schools. That means school methods are not up to the mark. Methods of teaching or method of teaching is not proper. So definitely that adverse influence will be on their intelligence. This all comes under the this environment, and some other genetical reasons, or you can say heredity factors comes under the some factors related to the heredity. So in this intelligence improvement or intelligence of in individuals, both are important as far as our modern system of education, a modern system of psychology, or modern theories of psychology. They support the both factors, not only the heredity factor. If, for example, if the heredity is good, so if we are not providing proper environment, or like not proper parental environment or the school environment, definitely that adverse impact will be on the individuals. That is the reason heredity as well as the environment, both factors are the major important factors in the intellectual development. Okay, then what are the theories of intelligence? There are some theories of intelligence. Theories of intelligence means the theories which is given by some scientists or some psychologists. So one theory is that it is how the intelligence develop, how the intelligence can be measured, how the intelligence can be developed. So based on that, what are the factors? What are the factors influence on the intelligence? Based on the factors, there are some theories. One theory is that single factor theory by Thorndike, E.L. Thorndike, Edward L. Thorndike, E.L. Thorndike in 1926. He proposed a theory. The theory is called Thorndike theory of intelligence. Thorndike's theory of intelligence. This theory given there are some factors. The Thorndike has classified intelligence activity into three broad types. Factor is one, but types are three. The types are social intelligence, concrete intelligence, and the abstract intelligence. In the Thorndike theory, there are some types. One is social intelligence. Social intelligence means the individuals, that is the individual's power, or that individual's ability to mingle with other group members in the society. So based on that, this social intelligence is the intelligence how the individuals maintain the good relations within the society. Based on that, that is the intellectual aspects can be improved. So he has given one type of theory that the type is called social intelligence. Social intelligence means the intellectual abilities which needs to improve their interaction with the society, with other members in the society. Second is concrete intelligence. Social intelligence, then concrete intelligence. Concrete intelligence means the intellectual powers which applies to understand the concrete objects. Concrete objects, because we know in some objects are concrete, some are the abstract thing, concrete thing. Concrete means visible things. So intellectual powers which needs to understand the concrete things or concrete objects is called concrete intelligence. Third is the abstract intelligence. Abstract intelligence. Some objects are visible, not non-visible. Those are known as the abstract objects, abstract things. So in these abstract things, how to understand the abstract things? Based on the intellectual powers which requires to understand the object things or abstract things is called abstract intelligence. But what are the factor that utilizes an understanding of these things? So based on the factor, based on that particular factor, he has given single factor theory that is called Thorndike's theory of intelligence. Number two, Spearman's two-factor theory. Spearman's two-factor theory. First is single factor theory of Thorndike. Second is the double factor. You can say two-factor theory of the Spearman. Two-factor theory of the Spearman. In two-factor theory of Spearman, he proposed two factors like general factor and specific factor. General factor and specific factor. So within these two factors, based on these two factors, how the general factor of the individual, how the specific factor of the individuals, based on these two factors, he explained the theory which influenced the two factors on the intelligence. That is the reason we call it this theory as the two-factor theory of Spearman's two-factor theory. In this theory, he explained, he told that. So general factor is based on the heredity. Already some individuals will have some knowledge, some ability based on their heredity. That is known as the general factor. Specific factor, after some experiences, after some learning things, after they learn something from their environment, specific factor can be improved. So this factor of specific knowledge, specific ability based on the environment. So general factor, according to Spearman, general factor is improved by heredity, whereas specific factor can be, or it is improved by environment. So that is the reason these both factors are having their influence on intelligence. That is the reason we call it as a two-factor theory. GS theory also. GS theory or two-factor theory. For example, if you're a 5th class child or 6th class child, so he has general ability up to the age of some 6th or 7th class. Or after some 6th or 7th class, based on his studying in 7 years, he will have some specific knowledge. He will develop the specific knowledge on mathematics or science or accounts. So this specific knowledge or specific ability is based on his environment of home, his environment of teachers, his environment of the school, the methodology of the school teachers. So this specific ability is influenced by the environment. That is the reason after completion of some years, he will have some knowledge about his previous classes or stages. So that is the reason. One is common, or you can say general ability of the individual. Second is the specific ability of the individual. After completion of some classes like 10 class, they'll choose whether they want to after by PC, MPC, CEs or HEs after some 10 years of schooling. How they choose, how they after this particular subject means based on their previous knowledge, previous learning experiences, previous environment of the school, as well as the sibling and their family or peer group. So that is the reason this specific factor is depending on the environment of the individual. So these are the two factors which influence on the intelligence. That is the reason this theory is called two-factor theory or GS theory. This theory is propounded by Spearman. First theory is single factor theory, second is the double factor theory, or you can say two-factor theory or GS theory of Spearman. Spearman's two-factor theory. Then third theory is Thurston's, Thurston, Thurston's multi-factor theory. So according to the Thurston, so he stressed on the multi-factors of intelligence. not only one single this factor or double factor or two factors. There are multi-factors, like their multi-factors influence. So multi-factors means like, so this theory is propounded by Thurston, Thurston, Thurston's multi-factor, LL Thurston. So here his theory, as I mentioned, Thorndike theory is proposed in the year 1926. Then Spearman theory 1927. Thurston theory is 1938. In 1938, he proposed a multi-factor theory of intelligence. In this multi-factor theory of intelligence, he proposed that there are so many factors which influence on the intelligence. That is the reason this theory is called multi-factor theory. Then mental abilities, primary mental abilities, secondary mental abilities, then mental abilities of their memory, numerical abilities, perceptual speed, their word fluency, verbal comprehension. These are all the various abilities which influence on the intelligence of any individual. That is the reason these are the multi-factors. So many factors are involved in the intelligence of any individual. That is the reason this Thurston's theory of intelligence is called multi-factor theory. Then another one is Cattle, Cattel. That is Cattel factorial theory. This factorial theory, there are some other factors. It's not multi-factor. There are some factors. Which factors? There are two important that is influences. One is fluid intelligence. Second is the crystallized intelligence. Cattel's theory has given two types of intelligence. One is fluid intelligence. Second is the crystallized intelligence. Fluid intelligence means it refers to our largely inherited abilities to think and reason. So the hardware of our brains that determines the limits of our information. Okay. So, but crystallized intelligence refers to the accumulated knowledge or information we may store over a lifetime of experience. Crystallized. Okay. Fluid intelligence and crystallized intelligence. Crystallized intelligence means crystallized intelligence means whatever we have the information, knowledge, and understanding, we will store in that storage for a period of lifetime. That is crystallized intelligence for our lifetime experiences, previous experiences. Okay, we gather the information, knowledge, understanding from our lifetime experiences. Okay, so and we will that is apply this lifetime experience. If we apply this storage knowledge, storage intelligence, or you can say crystallized intelligence for the specific problems. What are the storage? What are the stored knowledge, information, understanding of our intelligence we use in different cases? We apply it in various cases. That is crystallized intelligence, already stored intelligence. Second is the fluid intelligence. Okay. So these are the two intelligence according to the Cattel's factorial theory. So here, so whatever the factors influence of the individual based on the factors, there are fluid intelligence. Second is the crystallized intelligence according to the Cattel's theory of intelligence. Then another theory is known as the Guilford's theory. Guilford's Guilford's theory of three-dimensional theory. He has given 3 dimensions of this theory, 3 dimensions of intelligence. Each dimension, there are some factors. So one dimension is the operations. In operations, we have some 5 kinds of operations. 5 kinds of operations, like evaluation, convergent production, divergent production, memory, cognition. In his operation, he has given 5 kinds of operation. One domain is that, or you can say one dimension is that operations, or you can say activities. The first dimension of Guilford 3-dimensional theory, the first dimension is the operations, the dimension of operation. In this dimension of operations, 5 kinds of operations: evaluation, convergent production, divergent production, memory, and cognition. how you evaluate, how you think in the convergent way, how you think in the divergent way, how the memory of the person, how the cognition, how the thought process of the person. These are all the 5 kinds of operations in the first domain of operation. In second domain of second dimension of the Guilford's theory of intelligence is that products, 6 kinds of products. 6 kinds of products means that is units, classes, relations, systems, and transformations. Okay, and it is implications. These are the 6 kinds of products: units, classes, relations, how to classify, how to maintain relations, how the systems, how the transformations. Based on these 6 kinds of products, this dimension of products, in this dimension of product, second, as I mentioned, second dimension of Guilford's 3-dimensional theory, product is the second dimension of this theory. In these products, there are 6 kinds of products like units, classes, relations, systems, transformations, and implications. Okay. Then the third dimension of his theory is the content. In content, there are 4 kinds of content. 4 kinds of content, like it is figures, symbols, semantic, and behavior. These are the 4 kinds of content. So here, 5 kinds of operations, then 6 kinds of products, and 4 kinds of content. Total 120 aspects of his 3-dimensional theory. Total 120. Initially, he proposed this theory, as I mentioned, first theory of his single factor theory of Thorndike. It is propounded in the year 1926. Then Spearman theory 1927. Then Thurston theory is 1938. Cattell's theory is 1963. And his Guilford theory, 3-dimensional theories, proposed on in the year Guilford by G.P. Guilford, 1967. But after some years, subsequently, he proposed another theory of same 3-dimension with some adding of some other products, like here 5 contents, then 5 operations and 6 products, total 150 previously. So he proposed a theory of 3-dimension with the total 120 factors in 3 dimensions. After some 10 years, initial theory is proposed in the year 1967. Then after 10 years, 1977, he proposed the same theory with some more factors of the 3-dimension, like 5 contents, 5 operations, and 6 products. In operations, initially only 5. After that, only 5. But whereas in products, 6 products. But whereas in the content, initially, he proposed only 4 content. But after some 10 years, he proposed the 5 contents, 5 aspects in the content. So overall, 5 into 5 into 6, total 150 cells. Each content, each dimension having some cells, CELL cells. In initial 3-dimensional theory, it is in content only 4 cells. Okay. In operations, 5 cells. Products, 6 cells, 120 cells of his initial theory. But after 10 years, he proposed the content instead of 4, the 5 contents he proposed in the 1977. Total cells of this 3-dimension in the year 1977, that is 150 total. So 150 cells of the 3-dimension. Then in this content, the content dimensions. So there are some areas of this content, or you can say again, it is divided into some categories like visual category, auditory, symbolic, semantic, behavior. Okay. Initial stage, got it. Contents are 4 only, but he added one more, that is visual. Okay. Previously, figural, symbolic, semantic, and behavioral. Then in the year 1977, it is one more cell he added in the content dimension. That cell is visual. Okay. So visual.
I think it is auditory, sir, because figural can be a visual. Auditory must have added.
Auditory.
Auditory. Because figural is like visual effects, it will be a pictorial representation. Symbolic and signs. Semantic is same, like behavior, whatever. But auditory is the only thing which is different from the content.
See. So in this previous 1967 proposed theory of Guilford, so symbolic, semantic, and behavioral, all these three, including figure. Now in the 1977, instead of figural, visual and auditory, both he added. Rest of the three are the same.
Since he must have split figural into auditory and visual.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yes. So figural is having two dimensions like visual and auditory. Instead of figural, he explained the visual and auditory. Rest of the three, symbolic, semantic, and behavioral, the common. Okay. Any doubt?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, in contents, previously it was 4, no, sir? And after that, he was splitted into 2, visual and auditory. But it has to be 6. But in that figural only 2 he has splitted, or
in the figural only 2, audio and visual.
So that's why it became 5.
Yeah, exactly. Previous
in new version, modified version.
Yes, in modified version, in 1977 version.
Yes, sir.
Instead of that figural is having some 2 dimensions in the latest version. That is 1977, visual and auditory. Rest of the 3, symbolic and semantic, are the same. Symbolic, semantic, and behavioral the same.
So is there any expansion of 120 small cubes? Like it has been one more content has been added. So is there any expansion in the small cube representations in the 1977 model?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
In like earlier model, it is 120 cubes. It has been
120.
Because of the 5, 6, and 4 sometimes. Like in 1977, the model has been modified. So the cube, like number of cubes in that particular graphical representation of the theory has been means like increased, or it is like remains same.
It is increased, na? It is increased. See, it is 150 now.
It's 150, sir.
Yeah, 150. Previously it was 120. Okay. Product of this 5, 6, and 4 in the first version. Okay. 5 into 6 into 4. 5, 6 are 30. 30 multiplied by 4 is 120 total cells. Now in the modified, operations on the products are the same. Only in content, instead of 4, the cells are increased to 5. Okay.
The number of cubes has been increased to 150.
150. Yeah, 5 into 5 into 6. Total 150. Got it?
Yes, sir. Actually, one more girl, she's trying to ask the question. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yes, what is your doubt? Any doubt? Hello. Then another theory is that Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence. Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence. Like in this theory, 1983, he proposed this theory. Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence, like linguistic. So multiple intelligence theory already propounded by Thurston. But again, Gardner added such components as musical intelligence, like kinesthetic intelligence or personal intelligence, linguistic intelligence, logical, mathematical intelligence, musical intelligence, bodily kinesthetic movements, kinesthetic intelligence, spatial intelligence, interpersonal intelligence, intrapersonal. So interpersonal, intrapersonal. Interpersonal means the intelligence of person to person. This intelligence is concerned with the capacity to understand the intention, motivations, and desire of the other people. Okay. the capacity to understand the intention, motivation, and desires of other people comes under the interpersonal intelligence. Then intrapersonal means whatever the person he himself, the feelings, the fears, and the motivations of his own, understanding his own self, capacity to understand oneself, his feelings, his own feelings, his emotions, his fears, his motivations. That comes under within the person, intrapersonal intelligence. Okay, interpersonal intelligence and intrapersonal intelligence. And the spatial intelligence. Spatial intelligence means the spatial intelligence involves the potential for recognizing and manipulating the pattern of both white space, such as those negotiated by pilots or navigators. So space related to the spatial intelligence related to the space is the spatial intelligence. Okay, the intelligence related to the body or parts of the body to solve the problem. It entails the potential of using one's whole body and parts of the body to solve the problem. It is the ability to use mental abilities to coordinate bodily movements. That comes under the bodily kinesthetic intelligence, musical intelligence. Okay, linguistic intelligence. The intelligence includes the ability to effectively use language to express oneself. Okay, so maybe poetically or rhythmically. So how the information is remembered, how the information is gathered related to the language. This all comes under the linguistic intelligence, logical intelligence. So logical intelligence means mathematical intelligence. You can say this intelligence consists of the capacity to analyze the problems of logically, mathematical problem logically, carry out the mathematical operations, and investigate issues scientifically. So this is logical understanding of any content, especially the mathematical concepts. What are the operations of mathematics? Logically understanding of this comes under the logical mathematical intelligence. Linguistic intelligence, logical mathematical intelligence, musical intelligence, bodily kinesthetic intelligence, spatial intelligence, interpersonal intelligence, as well as the intrapersonal intelligence. Then other intelligence is naturalistic. The intelligence has to do what nature, nurturing and relating information to one's natural surroundings. So this all comes under the naturalistic intelligence. Okay, then existential intelligence. This is an ability to contemplate phenomena or questions beyond sensory data, such as the infinite and infinitesimal. So that is carried, which suits those with this intelligence include cosmologists and philosophers. Existentialism. Okay, existential intelligence. So these are all various multiple intellectual abilities propounded by Gardner in his theory of multiple intelligence. Single factor theory, double factor theory, then multi-factor theory of Thurston, then this group factor theory of this Catter's factor theory, then Guilford's theory, dimensional theory, then multi-factor theory of Gardner's. So he added some more factors in his theory. That is the reason Gardner's theory of intellectual theory or multi-intelligence theory. Then process theory of intelligence. Process theory of intelligence means here Jean Piaget, Jean Piaget, Jean Piaget, P-A-A-G-E-T. How the information is processed. Okay, based on that one theory that is called Jean Piaget's theory, or you can say cognitive theory. Jean Piaget cognitive theory, like sensory motor stage, pre-operational stage, concrete operational stage, then formal operational stage. Okay, so how the operations, how the processing of the theory, how the operations of the formation of, how the gathering of the information, how the processing the information or knowledge. Based on that, this is theory. The theory is called cognitive theory of Jean Piaget, Jean, Jean, Piaget. Okay, so here how the adaptive process that involves interplay of biological maturation and interaction within the environment. So Jean Piaget's view of intellectual development is an evolution of cognitive process, such as understanding the laws of nature, the principles of grammar, and the mathematical rules. So in his cognition theory, cognition means thought process. That is the brief explanation of cognition. But whereas in his explanation of Jean Piaget's understanding the environment, adjusting or adapting to the environment, cognition means, in briefly, if you want to tell about the cognition, is a thought process, thinking, the way we think. But whereas in broad, cognition means understanding the environment, adapting to the environment, or adjusting to the environment. So based on that, the information processed by the individuals based on the age, depending on the age. For example, in the 0 to 2 years, the information, the thinking, or the cognition of this small child of 0 to 2 years is through his sensory organs. That is the reason this stage is called sensory motor stage. Then from 2 to 7 years is pre-operational stage. Operation means activities. Pre-operational stage of 2 to 7 years. The information or the processing of the information or the adjusting with the environment is based on the pre-operations of the child. That is the reason this is called pre-operational stage between 2 to 7 years. Then 7 to 11 years, it is concrete operational stage. The operations or the activities, the understanding of the child is depending on the concrete objects. You can't imagine the abstract objects. That is the reason algebraic concepts, all algebraic concepts will be introduced after 6th class only. Why? Because all operational, all algebraic operations, all algebraic concepts are it is abstract, not concrete. Okay, A is equal to X, X is equal to A, like. So there is no shape of A, there is no color of A, only it is imaginating, or you can say abstract thinking. That is the reason in any CBSE, ICSE, any state board syllabus, any state board curriculum of any state, the algebraic concepts are introduced in the 6th class only, because in 6th class means, as per as our state board norms or ICSE, CBSE norms, after 11 years only, the child admits in the 6th class. The child will be 11 years after 5th class. Okay, the age of any child in 6th class will be more than 11 years. 11 years means in Jean Piaget's 11 to 16 years means it is the formal operational stage. Below the 11, first stage is 0 to 2 years. That is sensory motor stage. Second is the 2 to 7 pre-operational stage. 7 to 11. Then concrete operation means concrete objects only they can understand the concrete things. That is the reason it is a concrete operational stage between the age of 7 to 11 years. Then above 11 years means formal operational stage, concrete as well as the abstract things also they can understand. So this is the way he processed the information. He explained the intelligence of any individuals in this process theory of intelligence by Jean Piaget, how the information is processed. Okay, so here another final theory is that is Sternberg's track theory.
But how it is like different from Piaget theory is different from two-factor theory. In the Piaget theory also is using two-factor, means similar to the two-factor theory, like environment and the means like the process, like cognitive process, what they are thinking, and the skills what they are applying.
For example, here in sensory motor stage, the child understand the environment through their sensory organs and adapting to the environment through their sensory organs, seeing, tasting, touching, hearing. She or he will listen the voice of mother. He will differentiate, or she will differentiate the mother's voice as well as the other's voice. So the difference between these both voices is through his sensory organs only, no? Got it?
Yes.
Yeah, the processing of information from the environment through their sensory organs. That is known as the sensory motor stage. Okay, then in final one.
Very similar. Very similar. The genes in the environment, yes, in the CML pathway. One is
your voice is not audible. Please, it is somewhat it is disturbing. Please, whatever your doubts, please ask clearly. I'm not understanding your voice. It is similarly means. See, the theories are similar one to another, but some factors, for example, single factor theory, like Thorndike's single factor theory. So here only one factor. The only one factor is influence on that is intelligence. His theory is that. Whereas the another theory, like Spearman's double factor theory, he is also explained that there are two factors instead of one factor. He explained that two factors influence the theory, that is intelligence. Another one, multiple factors. So some overall some similarities are there in all theories, some differences. So they're all agreeing some factors, maybe the single factor, double factor, multi-factor, or the multi-dimensional. So factors are there. This is the similarity of all theories. Some difference. Some the psychologists, they explain about the single factor, other the double factor or multi-factor, the group factor or the multi-dimensional factors. Got it? Yeah. So that's it. Tomorrow, last class. If there are any doubts, you can ask tomorrow. And even if you have any doubts related to your assignments also. So one more class. We have last class tomorrow. So better to ask the doubts in the class. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Formal operation stage age, sir? 11 to?
11 and above.
11 and above.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Some are very interested to listen and అంటే క్లాసెస్ అన్ని చాలా బాగా కంప్లీట్ గా వింటున్నట్టుంది. హలో, ఆర్ యూ హియర్ మై వాయిస్? Sir explained this 0 to 3 sensory motor stage. Through their sense organs, child understands that sensory motor stage. Like that, 2 to 7 years, 7 to 11 years, and 11 and above. If we discuss, it will better.